Hello everyone, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today, I'll be showing you how to create a smooth stone generator for Bedrock Edition. Now, for those of you who aren't too familiar with this new 1.9 block, the smooth stone block is what I am currently using for the wall. Now, how do we get this new block, you may ask? Well, we do know if we place cobblestone into a furnace, that will turn into stone. But to get smooth stone, what we need to do is take that stone, put it back into the furnace, and then we can get the smooth stone block. And then, of course, if we take that to a crafting table, we can then get our stone slabs. So for today's redstone build, what I want to show you is this process right here. So we're going to put cobblestone in, and then smooth stone is going to come out in one quick and easy redstone build. Now that you know the process and how we get smooth stone, let's take a look at today's build. So we do have 2 field chests, so let's go ahead and fill those in. This is for the first furnace, and then this chest is for the second furnace. Now, in this chest is where the cobblestone goes, so for this example, we will use 8. So our cobblestone will go in, and then it will begin its process down below. And then the nice thing about this build is that it is a nice and clean design. It fits right into your wall and floor of your base, home, wherever. Now, the initial startup takes about 24 seconds from the moment that I place in the cobblestone. So it goes through the process of the furnaces, and then in this chest is where we end up with our smooth stone like you see right here. To make this smooth stone generator, we'll need a 4x4 area, and we will also need 6 blocks in height. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The floor block is going to be the 5th block up, and then of course our 6th block is going to have our chest and everything like that. So that is the area you need for this build. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our supplies. And there we go. They're all the supplies we'll need for today's build. So we do have 8 hoppers, 6 droppers, 2 observers, 2 comparators, 2 repeaters, 6 redstone torches, 3 redstone dust, 2 furnaces, 4 chests, your building blocks, and then 4 blocks of stairs. As always, if you want to pause the video, go ahead and do that, grab your supplies, and then we'll jump right into the build. To get things started, what we want to do is place in our furnaces. So let's go ahead and start on this block right here, and we want to come up 3 temporary blocks like that. Furnace on top, a temporary block off to the side, and then place your second furnace on top of that block. Then we can go ahead and knock these out. Now what we're going to do is place in the field chest for the first furnace. So go ahead and grab your hoppers and crouch place a hopper into the side of the furnace right there, and then crouch place another hopper into the top of that hopper. Then grab your chest, come off to the side right here, and then crouch place your chest on top of that hopper right there. So it should be sideways like this. Now go ahead and grab a hopper once again and run a hopper into the top of our first furnace. Now go ahead and place a chest on top of that hopper. And there we go. That one is all set up. So this will be our chest for the cobblestone, and then this will be our chest for our coal or whatever we decide to use. Now what we're going to do is place a hopper right here. We're going to get to this in just a bit, but let's go ahead and put that into place. So hopper running into the top of that furnace, a hopper running into the front of the furnace, like that, so that will still feed it some fuel. We want our chest right here. And then we can go ahead and place in our floor. Just like that. And then we can go ahead and place a block above that hopper. So that part is done. Now let's go ahead and head underneath and start wiring this up. So what we're going to do is wire up furnace 1, which will be the furnace that receives the cobblestone. So to do that, let's go on down here. We want to place a block right there, 2 temporary blocks up like this, knock this one out, and then run your observer into this block right here. So if we take this temporary block away, we have the face facing up, and then the arrow is also pointing down. Now go ahead and grab your comparator, and what we want to do is run our comparator out towards the front of the build. So again, this is the front. We have our comparator facing towards the front. So that part is done. Now go ahead and grab a repeater. We want to run a repeater out from our block here and into another block. Redstone torch right here, that will be on. Block above it with another redstone torch that will invert. Block above that, and redstone dust. Now go ahead and place a temporary block right here. Grab your droppers, place your dropper facing up, another dropper facing up, and then we want a dropper facing towards the right. And then we can knock this one out. So if this is the front once again, we have our dropper facing this way towards furnace 2. And then grab your hopper and run a hopper into the back of the hopper running into furnace 2. Now go ahead with your hopper cell out. Right under our furnace here, go ahead and run a hopper into that dropper. So what's going to happen is the cobblestone will turn into stone. So that stone will come up here, funnel through our elevator, go into this hopper, and then funnel in to furnace 2, where it will then be smelted into smooth stone. To wire up furnace 2, we're going to go ahead and follow the same steps as furnace 1. So we want a block right here, and again 2 temporary blocks up like this, knock that one out. Observer running into that block. Again, we have the face facing up, arrow is pointing down. We have a comparator running out towards the front of our build, like that. Repeater running out from this block, set to 1 tick, running into a block. Now what we're going to do, instead of going to the back, is we're going to go this way, block like this, redstone torch, that's going to invert, block, and redstone dust. Now right here, place 2 temporary blocks like that, grab your droppers, and place your droppers facing up. So we have 1, 2, 3 droppers facing up, and on top of that dropper, go ahead and place in your last chest. Like that. And then we can remove these right here. Now go ahead and grab your hopper, come underneath. So we have the bottom of our furnace right here, and then all we need to do is crouch place a hopper into that dropper there. So just like furnace 1, once the stone is smelted down in the smooth stone, that will go into our elevator right here, and then into our chest for collection. And I forgot to mention one thing. So what we need to do here is place another block out right here with redstone dust, and that will create a line. Now the reason why we do that is so the only thing being powered is the dropper, because at the moment, if we have it like this, we have this little plus sign, that means when this is activated, this is going to lock up this hopper. And I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem, but like I said, we do want to avoid any sort of cross wiring. So to avoid it, all we do is place an extra block out with redstone dust, and then we have a redstone line running into the dropper only, and then our hopper here will not be affected. To make things a little more convenient, what you can do is actually eliminate this fuel chest right here. We can place a block there. So what we can do instead is place a double chest like this. We can knock this block out. And if you have the extra iron, you can run a hopper into that one, a hopper into that hopper, and then a hopper below that chest. So that way when you place in your fuel, it will be evenly distributed between the 2 furnaces. So that is also an option if you don't mind a double chest sticking out. So you can opt for that instead of having 2 different fuel chests. And this build is pretty much done. So we can go ahead and give it a proper test. So if we take a look down below, we have nothing in the furnaces. That one's empty. That one's empty. So let's go ahead and try it out. So we're going to place fuel in this chest and fuel in this chest. So those will filter down below into their respective furnaces. And then we can go ahead and load up our cobblestone. So it goes into this chest right here. You can see this activates furnace 1. And once that is done, it will go through our elevator system and transfer over to furnace 2. And that should be lighting up in just a moment. So there's that elevator. And then there is furnace 2 turning on. And then we can see we have our stone smelting. And then it will go into this elevator and into our output chest. And there we go. We have ourselves a quick, easy, and compact smooth stone generator for Bedrock Edition. Now, as far as cons go for this build, I would say that one of the cons is that once in a while, you may end up with one piece of stone stuck in furnace 2. Now that's an easy fix. All you need to do is chase that with a wooden shovel or any sort of wooden tool, and then that will solve that issue. And as for the second con, because this is basically a double auto smelter, this wouldn't be good for any other smelting, because anything else that goes through would get stuck. So this is only good for smooth stone. Now thankfully, I do have a tutorial I put out on a regular auto smelter about a month or so ago, so I will post a link to that in the description below. Before we end today's tutorial, I do want to finish off the details of this build, but it's totally up to you how you'd like to do it. So I did mention having 4 stair blocks, so what we can easily do is just come across like this, and then we can have our signs on top. Or if you really want this to blend in with your wall, we can just go ahead and flip these blocks around. So you would probably use a full block for there, but let's go ahead and use the stairs. So you can have something like that, so it's nice and flush with the wall, and then we can still access all of our chests. And then of course, if you want to have item frames, you can do that as well, because we do have quite a few chests here. So it's nice to know where everything goes. And there we go. And if you chose to go with the double chest for your fuel chest, you can also go with this option right here. And personally, this is the option I prefer because it looks a lot cleaner, and we also eliminate the chest that goes down right here. So again, we do have our double chest for the fuel, and of course we will need those extra hoppers that will go into furnace 2. And then we have double chest for our cobblestone input, and then for our smoothstone output. But overall, it makes for a very clean design. And there you have it, everyone, a smoothstone generator for Bedrock Edition. This is the end of today's tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I'm out. I'll see you later.